of the whole Brahman. Brahman is still full, although the whole universe has come out of it. Om peace, peace, peace be unto us all. We are talking about the jivas, who we are, as we are. Huh? So, what is his nature? We read there verse number 8. We will read today verse number 11. But I am just recapitulating verse from 9, 8. It says that Angushtamatra Ravitulla Rupa, that cosmic consciousness, that subtle, it is like a Angushtamatra, like that of a subtle point of a goat. Ravitulla Rupa, its form is like a sun, bright, brilliant sun, shining, lighted. Sankalpa Ahankara Samannita. Now, only his problem is that he resolves something, I'll do, and Vikalpa, no, I won't do. This type of vacillation of the mind goes on. Sankalpa, Vikalpa, Samannita, and associated with his ego, and Sankalpa, and Sankalpa, Vikalpa, nahi, Sankalpa, Ahankara. It is associated with ego, and Sankalpa means this desire to do, I will do this, I will not do this. And I will do, I will don't do, this type of resolutions. Sankalpa. Samannita. That part, that is Angushtamatra, like a goat, fine tip of the goat, but its shining form like the sun. But its point is that it is connected with ego and the resolution. I shall do this, I shall not do this, all this. Buddhir gunena atma gunena. With buddhi, associated with the buddhi. And as the buddhi colors, he identifies with the body, atma gunena. Aragramatro apuri aparo drishto. It is subtle, and he alone is assuming, he assumes another size of a thumb on account of its finiteness. That's why Angushtamatra, they say, like that thumb. And this is so small, but it is full of effulgence. It is, but only its problem is that it is identified with I and desires and resolutions and all these things. And it becomes limited, and that's the point that is called the jiva. What is this? Again, in the 9th verse, Upanishad suggested, Balagra Satabhagasya. It is, Bala means the hair, Agra means the tip, Satabhagasya. If you split into 100 divisions of the 100, that means so tiny. Balagra Satabhagasya. Satudha Kalpitasya. The individual soul is subtle as the hair point, divided and subdivided hundreds of times. Yet what is his nature? Satudha Kalpitasya. Bhago Jiva. Jiva Sabhikya. He is called Jiva, individual soul, because he identifies with the body and the senses and associates with his desires, resolutions. So, Ananya Anannaya Kalpate. Anantaya Kalpate. But it has its infinity, Ananta. Ananta means infinite, no? It is infinite, but it imagines that I am this body. So that same one, as if it's coming to the conclusion that same consciousness, all pervaded consciousness, in individual becomes jiva. It is so subtle. Consciousness is behind it, but he does not identify the consciousness that identifies with the outside objects or buddhi or ego, and associating with this, he becomes the jiva. So jiva is nothing but Shiva. That is the main thing. Theme is that jiva is in jiva. I am talking. This is the body-mind identification is creating this expression. But inside, the deep essence of it is the consciousness behind, that is the Atman. And you cannot tell that Atman, whether it is a woman or a man or some other gender. Naiva stri na pumaneva esha, na chaiva na pumshaka. Jat jat sarinam adatte, this same consciousness enters into any body. Body is the outside frame. Internal connection is the consciousness. And with this associated with the ego and the sankalpa, and that associated with the external is the jiva, whole jiva. But matters little. He, what is inside, he or she, and no gender, but we have to use some language, that consciousness remaining the same, only it enters into a male body, I am a male. A female body, I am a female. Or in any body, I am that. Jat jat Shariramadatte, whatever body it enters, it thinks I am that, I am that, I am that. So tena sa jujjate. He identifies with that body. Now I am identifying with this body. Hindu religion will say, you have million times born. What body was your last body? It may be a woman body. It may be a snake body, in a jackal body, in a insect body, or in a king's body, or in a beggar's body. So wherever you go, I say I identify, not identifying inside, but I identify. So that was the context up to 10th person. So he says he is neither female nor male or nor neuter. Whatever body he assumes, again he. This problem of language. You cannot say he, you cannot say she, you cannot say any type of description. You destroy the whole philosophy. But there is no other way but to say something. That's why the sages use naiva stri na puman na chaiva ayam napumsaka jat jat sariram adatte tena sa. Sa means that. Who is that? We say he. They say it takes that form. So very beautiful idea, intellectually to understand what is happening here. It is that one consciousness is so tiny in the individual soul, you cannot see it. Tiny means it indicating that you cannot see the microscope or any other instrument to see that fineness of that reality. It is finer than the finest. That's why Katha Upanishad says, no? Anoroniyan, Mahato Mahiyan, Atma, same idea. Atma Janto Nihita Guhayam, Hridaya Guha, the cave of the heart. That is the same idea. Monoronian, it is the finer. Onu means the subatomic. Atomic, subatomic, to go down as much as you can go down, to split it. Anoronian, you can think of whatever small, it is much smaller than that. But at the same time, it is vaster because in its essence, it permeates everywhere. To anything vast you imagine, it is vaster than the vastest. Mahato Maya. Atma, this Atma, Asyajanto, this animal, this body, Gi Nihito, it is embedded. Deep inside it's embedded. Guhayam, in the cave of what? The heart. This heart is only, it's a thumb. That means it is the shape of a thumb. That means it is very small, very tiny. All these ideas are to create, it is that. But Atma Asyajanto Nihito. Tamakratu ye pashyati bitasuka. Tamakratu, that which is beyond kratu, action, beyond all action, where there is no action, everything stops there, that is the reality. and no duality, no reaction. Action, reaction is none. Tam akratu yapashyati. One can see that consciousness. eh, Pashyati, tam akratu yapashyati. Bita soka. Bita soka. It becomes soka, bereavement, uh, or pain or agonies. It goes beyond all this. Bita soka. So this is the same idea that is, but it takes another idea. It takes the shape in which it enters. It functions to everybody. So all the created universe are pulsating because of that consciousness. And it is uniquely in every creation, every object we see, think, feel, taste, touch. That means it's all pervaded. And it is appearing so many. See, Vedantic principle, no? One appearing as many. This is the whole philosophy of Vedanta. Day and night, people do all this practice only to understand there is only one, and only diverse forms and names are only the outside showpiece. Ekam Sat, only one, that's the reality. And all this creation, dinosaur body, it enters, it takes dinosaur body. And dinosaur walks in dinosaur way. So whatever body it enters, it makes it animate. And it functions to that body and works in the body what the body wants to do. Dinosaur body does work in a different way. An elephant body does in a different way. A tiger body does in a different way. A human body works in a different way. So this is all variations happening because it has entered into the body, which is all different. But the source of energy, though tiny, though invisible in our perception, it is really the one and absolute everywhere. Now, let us read that verse today, 11th verse.
The March Ekam Sat Sarva Deho Bhavati Bhagwai.
Bhavati, that's for fun. Why it happens? If you say lila, devotional term, you say lila. A Vedantic term, it is not. You are seeing wrongly. Maya. Well, you say this way or that way. Explanation, no explanation can be given unless one have the experience. Experiencer will say, you experience, then you will know. Yapashyati shapashyati. One who sees can see. Sees means not this eye. One who sees this, pratibodho viditam. In every pore of your body you will feel that is the consciousness. All pervaded consciousness, permeating everywhere. It will be an experience. Until then it will be why, how. How it is impossible. How one tiny power entering into dinosaur, big, giant, my God, even we cannot think of that. And it is all God. That is the dinosaur we are seeing, is the outer body, that's it. The just Shariram, Sharira the body. As is the body, it works through the body. The body is only the frame, not the costume, outside costume. In the world also people do like that. When a person wears a costume of a king, he moves in the royal way, no? When the same person acts in the role of a poor guy, very frightened for everything, lost everything, fearful, and is torn, tattered cloth, he behaves in the tattered cloth way, is it not? But the person remaining the same, as in the theatrical performance, it is very evident in actors and actresses.
But some people say that he doesn't need the lila because he is happiness in itself. It's bliss.
He is not a lila, what?
He doesn't need the lila.
He does not need the lila. Okay, then you see that it has not happened. You are seeing a dream. That's all. we see, every night we see dream. And so many impossible, possible things we see. Because you saw it is true. Because you saw last night something, maybe very sweet or very frightening or very full of anxieties, and whole night you were shivering in But is that true? You wake up, you see, that's just a dream. So Vedanta says it's a dream. You take that step, that's also okay. It is not permanent, it is not eternal, it is only the moment you see it is here. Just I faint, what will happen? If someone gets loses outer consciousness, what happens? During that person is gone out of consciousness, whatever is happening, is he aware of that? For that person, there is nothing. The world vanishes that moment. Sun, moon, stars, all galaxies, all disappear for him. So long our consciousness is the outside, we see it, and when we close the eyes, it's gone. That's why it is called, it is anitya. That's why Sri Bhagavan says, anityam asuchim imam lokam prapya bhajassamam. You know, this world is full of momentariness, momentary things. Everything is momentary. Joy momentary, suffering momentary. I am depressed, I am oppressed. That's also momentary. It is not eternal. It has come, it will go away. What has come must have to go. So this is the coming and going thing. But I am not going. There is something that is not going. So nothing has happened. It is all dream. So you can take that stand. Maya stand, Ajatavad stand. There are different stand to understand the truth. Ultimate remaining wherever all the philosophies end, that is the experience. And that experience is same for all. Expression different.
But then Maharaj, in verse 8, that Sankalpa is not just in the Jiva, it's also in Brahman to become the Jiva.
Cosmic Sankalpa. Cosmic Hiranyagarbha. As I dream myself, I am Jiva, I am creating my dream. And God, Lord, He dreams. It is His dream going on. You are a part of that, I am part of that. But it is all Hiranyagarbha. You are a Hiranyagarbha. One ray of Hiranyagarbha, you are one ray of Hiranyagarbha. We are all parts. Because as He dreams, we are acting as His rays. As you dream, you are the singular Jiva. Night time you dream, you created all the actors and actresses. They are nothing. It is your mental, you created them. Is it true or not? No one comes to create your dream. No one created your tiger or in the dream, or an elephant, or you have gone to Hawaii, beautiful place you are enjoying, or in a restaurant you are eating with so much food and someone is serving nicely. You have created, your mind has created everything. Every particle of food, every particle of the person, every movement, and table, bench, road, glass of water, or drink, whatever is there, all you. And they are forced to act according to your plan. Everyone is rotating there according to your plan. So Hiranyagarbha's plan is this whole creation. That is called, in Panchadashi it has defined very well, Jiva Srishta Dvaita, Ishvara Srishta Dvaita. The duality created by Jiva is this, our own dream, or at the end. And Ishvara Srishta Dvaita. Ishvara has created this sun, moon, stars, galaxies. So all of us see the same thing. You cannot say, sun, oh, it is moon. No. Rather, you are wrong then. Because Ishvara Srishta. Now comes Jiva Srishta Dvaita. What Jiva we can do? I like it. I dislike it. That is, you are creating these likes and dislikes. But it's all created by God. So if we think this way, both sides, we can feel that how we are misconceiving and misconception. We are living on misconception. Now it says, 11th verse, Sankalpan, Sparshan, Drishti. Wow, what a one sentence, big. Whole line is one sentence. This is the point of conjoined sentence.
Sankalpan, Sparshan.
Sankalpan, Sparshan, Drishti Mohoi, Graso, Ombu, Rasa Ombu Brishtaya. Grasambu Bristaya, by the showers of food and drink. Ambu Bristi. Bristi means shower. Grasambu Bristaya, Babriva. Atmo Bibridhi Janmo. Atmo Bibridhi Janmo. Atma Bibridhi, growth of the body. Karma Anugani Anukrameno. Karmanugani Anukrameno. Karma Anugani, according to his deeds, Anukrameno, successively, Dehi Sthanesu, Rupa Opi Abhisampadate. Rupa Opi Abhisam, the character weight. That they have done little better. First comes thought, Sankalpo. Sankalpo. Sankalpo Anuguna, Sankalpo Sparsana, Drishti, Mohoi, Mohagro, Mohoi, Agra, I'm in trouble now. It says, first comes thought, Sankalpo. From that follows touch, Sankalpa Sparsha, Sparsha, the action of organ of touch. Creation, he's talking how the creation, it is the Angushtamatto Hridaya, now how it is creation coming, this body is being created. That description. First came thought. What thought? I shall be now this. This means I shall be a man. I shall be a woman. That's Sankalpa, some desire. Sankalpa. Sankalpa, first comes the thought, Sankalpa. From that follows sparsha, touch. What does it mean, touch? The action of organs of touch. Then you feel the touching. The opposite way it goes. They say that if you're in a dark room, you go. Suppose the light was on, you see the light. Light is off. I want to touch the wall, or I want to get some object in this room. How shall I say? That one day, some Shwetashwatara went into one place and I was there, and suddenly the power went off. And everyone is running here and there in the darkness to find a match stick, where the matchbox and a candle. It was kept in one place, in the same room. Then he said, don't wait. You all people sit. I will find by the touch of Atma. He touched the wall this way, that way, that way. And he knows his drawer, so he pulled it out and gave it. So sparsa means touch. By touch is another vision. Experience comes to touch. First sankalpa, you find out where I want to find out the thing, and then you touch. That's why they have translated the action of the organ of touch. Sparsha came. So first came desire or thought, second came the action of organ of touch. From that follows application of vision, sight. Then from that arises moha. When you see something, you always feel, I like it and dislike it. And I like too much, then I get deluded. So delusion comes from that. Through these sankalpana, sparshana, drishti, mohoi, to the thought, touch, vision, and delusion, are undertaken actions, good or bad. If I get infatuated with something, I want to get it, I will fight for that, I will get into action. So action comes after that. From that, karma anugani, in accordance with the actions. From that comes, in accordance with the actions, dehi, the embodied one. It takes a human body. How to function? You need a body. The mortal body. Abhi sampradayate, meaning assumes. It assumes onu in succession, depending on the fruition of the action. I have 10 desires. So, according to my series of desires, one action, another action takes one body to fulfill. If that is not possible in this body, it takes another body. So, it's a fruition action. Rupani forms characterize the male, female, etc. Saneshu in different places. We are born in America, someone is born in another country. So all the places among and also among gods, animals, and men, etc. With regard to that, and illustration is also cited. Just as there comes about janam, the growth, vriddhi, vriddhi of the body, because of the primary cause, pouring in of food and drink in abundance. This is the meaning. Just as by the pouring of food and drink comes about the growth of the body. So we put in our body what we are pouring, what? Food and drink, no? So as it happened in the physical body, just as by the pouring in of food and drink comes about the growth of this body. So the embodied one, that Sukshma, who entered into this particular body, assumes in succession different forms in different places in accordance to the actions through thought, touch, vision, and delusion. Got it? So Sankara says this, that just as by pouring in the body, we put food and drink, comes the growth. The child body becomes adult body, no? How it grows, no? By supply of nourishment of food, no? Similarly, the embodied one, this now I am an embodied one, this body assumes in succession different forms. It takes different. In this body, it is like that. Next desire will be there inside to fulfill that another body. Another desire comes, another body in succession. It will happen in different places. Is born in accordance to the actions. How it born? Karma theory is coming because of our actions. Where the actions come? Because of the thought. Because of I wanted to grab it, touch. Because of my eyes to see, an infatuation or moho or delusion comes. So because of the delusion, we get into the vision is to want to see, and then it goes on one by one to the leading, the journey goes on, and birth and death cycle comes. The other book says, by desire, contact, sight, and delusion, the embodied soul assumes successively various forms in various places according to his deeds. Just as the body grows nourished by the showers of food and drink. Just as food and drink help the body in its growth in this life, the various actions and their effects resulting from desire, etc., contribute to the development of the individual soul in various stages and through various forms till it attains its highest destiny. So, this is giving the idea how we are born and how we are born in different bodies and how we going through all the experiences then get detached and get our own freedom. This Swami Lokeshwarananda Maharaj says, the body of the individual self depends on food and drink for its birth and growth. Similarly, his thinking, physical contact, and looking at things produces attachment. This attachment determines his behavior. As we get attached to anything, our behavior moves around it. And his behavior ultimately results in his assumption of various forms of body, male, female, etc. So action leads to desire, and desire leads to birth, and birth leads to one body to other body, other body, other body. And ultimately, when it is done, then one becomes free. Why do we keep changing our forms? Why do we assume a form at all? The Upanishad says it is because of our desires, sankalpa. We are driven by our desires. And because of these desires, we come in contact with the material objects, that is the sparsha. And from this contact, we enjoy them. Drishti, we enjoy them means we see through the eyes or the five senses. And from this contact, we enjoy from enjoyment comes attachment. When we get enjoyment, so somebody bought samosa and somebody brought some pizza. So when it was object was there, I was there, different. But when he touch it, then say, oh, it is good. Then you grab another one and another one. So this is the way our desire leads into another experience and another experience. So all food cannot be eaten by a human being. So there is some food the birds can eat. There is certain food animals can eat. Human cannot. So you have to take an animal body to fulfill that desire. If you have a human body, you have one type of. So and this in this body, how many types of food to taste? The desire comes. So it continues and continues. So to fulfill those desires, we take different bodies. They say, do you understand? This is very important part. You need a fish body to enjoy the fish life. A human body, you cannot enjoy the fish life. You may make some similar structure outside, but the fish enjoys the food. The fish enjoys swimming in the ocean. You, me cannot enjoy that way, and we enjoy certain things which fish cannot. The fish body we enter to enjoy that experience. We go into a goat body, a cat body, a dog body to enjoy what cat can enjoy. That's a different thing. So but the soul transmigrating into another and another. And then when you get attached, as much attachment, so many times you have to rotate in that life. When you are done with the attachment, then you turn back to the another line. So this is the idea. So because of these desires, we come in contact with the material object that's called the sparsha. And from this contact, we enjoy them, drishti. Then from enjoyment comes attachment, that's moha. We cannot give up the enjoyment and we become bound. Just as food and water nourishes our bodies, so also our karma nourishes the individual soul. So our individual soul is being running into these different situations because of our karma. That's why karma theory is very rational because there is no other explanation. Why we suffer when one person is not suffering, why I am suffering. Yeah? In the same car, 5 people were there, one remained untouched and 4 other passed away. So it is very difficult to explain. Even when somewhere mass destruction is going on, out of that you will find that some is half injured, some is more injured, some is dead, some is incurable suffering, continuous suffering going on. So how to explain all these things? Their karma theory, at least Vedanta idea is that is karma. Karma comes because of our attachment, what I like, what I want. As much as we want, that much the world prevents us from giving it always. I want whatever, the world will not give. So I have to struggle. And in the struggle, our action increases. That's why who becomes inaction, actionless, who says, I don't want anything. There's no action. Action is necessary to fulfill some desire. If one says, I don't want anything, I am, well, that person is the free person.
But if he breathes, he's still performing action.
He breathed what?
If he breathes, that still is an action.
Action, but that action he does not feel identified with that. Body is breathing.
But if he really didn't want, he would stop breathing.
Yeah, that when that mind will go to that, this kumbhaka automatic happens. Ramakrishna said even bhakti te kumbhaka. Devotionally, if one can cry and weep, then it breathing stops. That means he gets merged into the inner consciousness. And by kumbhaka process, someone can be kumbhaka. That's one way. Just as food and water nourish our bodies, so also our karma nourishes the individual self. The self is always doing something, either physically or mentally. It desires something, it comes in contact with that object, it sees it and enjoys it, and it is then becomes attached to it. Now this karma determines our fate. So it's very important point. That's why one Swami told us that you will be, if you see one thing and you appreciate, that's called appreciation. You can enjoy that. But when you have the tendency to look at that object second time, then you are getting attached. Third time, that means 1 degree more. So we are normally, when you get attached to something, beginning point it becomes, I like it. Oh, that's good. Let me see it again. Let me see it third time, fourth time. Then what happens? Desire increases and we get deluded. So it comes in contact with that object, it sees it, enjoys it, and it then becomes attached to it. Now this karma determines our fate. Whatever we are now and whatever we will be in the future is determined by a chain of actions. One thing leads to another, and it becomes a vicious circle. That is how life goes on. All of our experiences are because of our karma. So that is the. Now, next verse 12. Yes, we have some time. Sthulani Shukshmani. So we have not chanted the first one out of fear. I said, let it go. Let us do the 12th one. It is easier. Stulani Sukshmani Bahuni Chaiva. Stulani Sukshmani Bahuni Chaiva. Rupani Dehi Shagunair Brinoti. Rupani Dehi Shagunair Brinoti. Kriya Guno Atma Gunaishchatesha. Kriya Gunair Atma Gunaishchatesham. Kriya Gunair Atma Gunaishchatesham. Sanyoga Hetu Aparopi Drishta Stulani Sukshmani Bahuni Chaiva Rupani Dehi Sagunair Brinoti Kriya Gunaihi Atma Gunaishchatesham Sanyoga Hetu Aparopitishta what does it mean? It says that the embodied one adopts gross and subtle bodies, as also many other through its own tendencies. It is seen as the different from Brahman as the cause of their contact with objects owing to the results of action and tendencies of the mind. It is seen as though different from Brahman. So it says, Stulani Dehi means this we are embodied beings, Dehi, embodied beings, the self-identifying self. Brinoti, it adopts. Dehi, the master of the body, the jiva, it adapts. It adapts, it is very adaptability is very strong. It can adapt, Brinoti adopts Bahuni bodies, multifarious bodies. It can adopt in this body and that body and that body. Like the water. Water adapts itself to the shape and size of the glass, cup, bowl, jar. It takes the shape. It is by very naturally. Similarly, Dehi, the individual soul which is embodied inside, the self identifying itself with the intellect, who identifies I am, I. Brinoti can adopt Bahuni multifarious bodies. Stulani, it can have a gross body, the gross, a stone, for instance, and Suksmani, the subtle, for example, the luminous substances. It can take gross body, it can take subtle body. And all the gods and goddesses are in subtle body. Or those who departed souls, where they are now, before they take a body. There is a limit now. This physical body, one lives and enters into another body. There is a gap in between. So now in the gap, where is that body? Sukshma body, subtle body. That's why for gods and goddesses they give bhishan. How they give bhishan? They are in this subtle body. That's why they appear into the pure mind, in the mental level. That's why it says God vision is not, God does not walk like this in the street. No, these eyes are not capable of seeing that. These eyes can see gross things, gross manifestation. The subtle, mind is subtle, it is subtle, that's why all vision and experience in the mental plane. So Sukshmani is subtle, for example, the luminous substances, and Bahuni, many other gods and others. Swagunohi, through its own tendencies formed by the experiences of sanctioned and prohibited things. So the Swagunohi means my own tendency. How the tendency has been created? By formed by the experience of different action. We did say different action, good, bad, all, and they have the guiding force of our life to go more forward. As a consequence, that embodied one becomes another, as it were, as if the same person who left the physical body, say a body of a king, and his next life, because of his karma and thought, it moves on and takes another body. So he adapts the body. So embodied one becomes another, as it were, but assumes a different body according to this result of the actions and the mental tendencies. So this is the way life goes on, but in actual sense, Atman remains the same. Atman remains the same, identifying with this body is my body now. And if you had in a previous birth, you had in another body, you identified with that body. So this identification continues, but the soul remains the same. The text now says, he, the individual soul, being thus heavily laden with ignorance, desire, and results of actions and attachment, etc., remains sunken in deep water like a loaded good shell. It is already sunk in the ocean. And having the certitude that I am the body, he remains subject to the condition of the individual soul in the bodies of the ghouls, animals, men, etc. It moves to different bodies according to karma and comes back again. And when that experience is over, goes for another, goes for. That's why our scripture says, Hindu scripture says, do this in this life, not keep it for next life. Very difficult to go through all the experience of a cat body. Suppose if I have a cat body, what will be the problem? Everything dependent on the who is my boss, and where is there is any boss, or you are in the street cat, or in the, say, the fight with the other animals, they'll try to chase and kill and eat, So what a pitiable life, attachment to the cat body. So attachment to the anybody we have, there are problems with that. So long as the idea of individuality persists, so this is happening, but actually individual soul is laden with ignorance, desire, results of action and attachment. That is it. Sagunoir Brinoti, according to his own guna, according to his characteristic. Somehow, due to merit, he becomes free from the blemishes of attachment, etc., to the performance of actions dedicated to God. Now, at this human birth, getting this human birth, who engages himself in good actions, selfless action, performing every action as if serving the same God everywhere, just he understood that way. It takes form, the same Jivatman, only takes a different form, one costume, another costume, but the same consciousness. So everything is dedicated. What I did from morning till now, I did it for you, O Lord, as our regular Karma Yoga theory or Vedanta, practical Vedanta theory. So that's this performances of action dedicated to God. That ki hoy? Due to this is a merit. Mind becomes pure only, which allows us to do good work, to service, to save, to service, action, selfless action. These are good karma, purpose of good action, all dedicated to God, and comes to possess a dislike for the enjoyment of rewards of work here or hereafter. Those who think that I need anything you do, you need a praise. That's why Indian idea is something. Not thank you is not necessary everywhere. You have done your duty. What to thank you? Huh? But yeah, our American culture, it's a courtesy. Anything did anything, I will really thankful. But this idea, why are you thanking? You have to do your service. And for your own spiritual growth, you are serving. Why to thank you? In Indian family, if you go to Indian family, if the son tells mom, thank you, the mom will look at the son. Hey, what has happened to you? He'll say, why are you giving me thanks? It's my duty to do. So this is a way of thinking that is no thanks because I was fortunate to serve you. So I don't expect your thank and I need any pampering for that. I did it for my own spiritual growth, not for you. There's a totally different view of view in life. So he says that he comes to possess a dislike for enjoyment. Dislike for what? Enjoyment of rewards of work. You have done it, well done. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So no, I don't care for that. Or hereafter, or here, or hereafter. I have given all my life savings to a charitable activity. I'll go to heaven. So no expectation of heaven, no expectation of thank you. Be free. You did it for your own spiritual growth. It's an opportunity. So if you can done, and hereafter consequences of finding them the defect of impermanence, etc. And becoming endowed with the disciplines of control of the internal and external organs, he becomes liberated by knowing the self. So he gets disgusted with this and he does not expect any. That's really fine. Spiritual people don't expect anyone's praise or blame. They don't care. They think that it's an opportunity. I did it for my own salvation. Swami Vivekananda, in this beautiful lecture, he says, whose benefit it is by serving others, who gets the benefit? If you give some charity, say $5 to a poor guy, you are giving charity to the poor guy, no? No. This giving of charity is helping you to remove your ignorance. You are serving yourself. This idea of karma yoga is so high. Para upakare kahar upakar? Who gets the benefit by serving others? Para upakar. Amar upakar. It's my benefit. I was privileged to serve because that has made my mind little broader. Feel my feeling for others have expanded. You are a great friend. You have given me the opportunity. That's why Swamiji said, "Let the giver bend down and kneel down, and the receiver receive it and bless." That is turning the table on the opposite direction. As we normally think that someone gives some help to me, I am really thankful and I bow down to him. But it's the opposite. The- it is an opportunity. You gave me the opportunity. So that should be the attitude. Suppose you are not here, the class will be useless for you. You are giving me an opportunity to think of God. Otherwise, I will be doing some other work. That's also God, though. But that much experience is not there. At least we are talking about God is a more concrete idea of elevating our mind. No, so you are giving the opportunity. If you put a question, you are helping me to think more internally. It's a blessing. Thank you all. Rather, I will give you thank. So this should be the attitude in our karma. So that will be purifying the heart as it is, and all the desire attachment will go back, and then it will turn inward journey. And when we expect from outside, depending on outside, we are becoming a slave of the outside world. And to gain a little favor, get a little smile, a little thank you, we slave our life. People slave their whole day goes on slaving for getting a thanks, getting some reputation, recognition, and other things. But that's why monks don't care for anything internally. Don't care does not mean arrogance. Don't care means I don't need anything. God is my support. That type of feeling that makes that person free from all bondage. This Swami Lokesharanand Swami says, that the individual self assumes various gross and fine forms according to its past work and mental qualities. The very same self may seem to be a different individual because of its new body and attendant characteristics. The Sagunai means the burden is on you. This is the point to remember. No one else is responsible. Your own karma has determined the kind of body you will assume. We always we say, oh, the stars and planetary system is controlling my life. Eh? Well, the moon, where's the moon, what is it? Jupiter and this. Why Jupiter and moon doing like that? Because my karma is such that I am in that position. My karma has put me in that position. It could have put this way, little this way, little that way, if it is better. So who is determining that? So it is said, it is you are determining. So this is the boldness of Vedanta. Take the responsibility on your own shoulder. Anything has happened because of my past, I will do something, I'll undo that. So that is the power. So it says that no one else is responsible. Your own karma has determined the kind of body you have assumed and all the consequences what is going on. Of course, appearance can be deceiving. What seems to be very good on the surface may not be at all good. We are all born certain mental propensities, samskaras, our temperament, our inclinations, our personality, everything is determined by our karma. You see that one child born very, if I go to different homes and families. The small boy, his tendency is to go to the shrine. He's playing with that flower offer.
Hmm.
A tendency that no one can guide that small boy. Hardly he can walk, falling 10 times. But and another boy is playing with some other toy, some other thing. Someone is liking the cars, someone liking the plane, someone is like a gun. So how they are, who is pulling them, forcing them to go for that likes and dislikes? It is the karma which is the past. We don't see unforeseen, but it is the background is that. Therefore, everything is determined by our karma. Then again, we have desires and we want to enjoy certain things. And when we die, we may have many unfulfilled desires. Yes, always there. Unless you realize God, we'll have many unfulfilled desires.
It was on the back of the one-year bulletins like last month, and Swami Vivekananda said something about that causality couldn't exist, that causality didn't exist.
Causality does not exist. That's in the highest stand. When you are established in the knowledge, you don't see cause, effect, nothing is there, it's only truth. One step down, then you say born. That is the cause. Desire is the cause. But in that state, there is no cause. Brahman has no cause. So, and when we die, we have many unfulfilled desires. That we understand. That's why one of our Swami Bhuteshananda Maharaj was the president of our body. And he was saying, Maharaj, have you realized God? Someone asked him. And he became very silent. Normally, our sadhus don't respond to this question. And after some time gone, he said that, why not, Swami? He was asked, Swami, tell us what is your experience? And he said, I wanted to find what is I want now. My mind does not go to anywhere but it went to the right place where it is need to go. That means his mind didn't want any other things of the world, any achievement, any unfulfilled desire. He could not find any unfulfilled desire. His mind went to that where the mind should go. That means God. See, that is the spirituality. You close your mind and see how mind, what it wants. This. We'll have to work on that. Either it is by discrimination, by prayer, by niskama, selfless karma, whatever. But the desire, it remains. Holy Mother said, if one desire remains, one, what is called the fiber of a thread is out, it will not pass through the eye of the needle. So desirelessness is spirituality. Listening means you are becoming spiritual. Greater. And mind goes, I only want God. That will be the ultimate. And then to serve God in everywhere. That idea will be more dominated. We are then reborn with a new body. If you have no desires, we will not be reborn. First of all, if you have done good karma, it will be reborn, and reborn in a wonderful environment. From the childhood, you will have the spiritual environment. Meditation, prayer, bhajan, singing, the families, day and night doing that from the childhood. The child will listen when he is in the mother's womb. Mom is chanting mantra, dad is singing some bhajan. They are meditating, they are sitting, they are praying. The child adopts all these things from even being born. And from the birth itself, they are such. So that is called the last birth. Because they start so early. Even in mother's womb, they start. That story of Ashtavakra. Ashtavakra was born in the mother's womb. And dad was chanting Vedas. And every day he chants. One day he was chanting, maybe as I was fumbling on the Sanskrit verses. So similarly, he did some mistake. And that boy in the mother's womb said, "Dad, you are making mistake." That means he has memorized the whole Vedas in the mother's womb. And he understands everything. So see the greatness of that birth. No? When he will be born, he will be naturally, he will be a realized soul, undoubtedly. No? So that's why if we have no desires, we will not be reborn. But it is our desires that lead us to what we will be in the future. So let us decide what we want. The Upanishad says here that we may even assume a very gross body, such as a stone, or a very subtle body, such as that of a spirit. So after death, what will happen? It depends on us. So you desire what we desire, what we get. So here the Tagananda Swami's Tagishananda Swami's book says, the embodied self chooses many forms, gross and subtle, based on the qualities belonging to himself, to the actions, and to the mind. The cause of their combination is found to be still another. Stulani, Sukshmani, Bhumiju, Rupani, So it says that belonging to the body means when the embodied self assumes a new body, he is influenced in the choice by the qualities of his previous body, previous mind, and previous actions. This cause of God, had it not been for God who guides the individual, this cause is God. Had it, what is that point to? The cause of their combination found in still another. That this why it is this action is happening. This is what first I am reading. Am I reading the right one?
12.
12, yeah. The embodied self chooses many forms, gross and subtle, based on the qualities meaning the belonging to the body. When the embodied self assumes a new body, he is influenced by the choices of the other life, previous life. Yeah. And the cause of their combination is found to be still another. That means cause means this cause of this principle is God Himself. This cause is God. Had it not been for God, who guides the individuals in their choice, he would not have been able to choose for himself. That means there is a cosmic God, individual, who is behind the individual soul to decide what is the next choice. Who gives us the power to think, that is God. So ultimately it is God's play, but in reality it is our karma is also important, but that choice God has given us, we have to exercise that in the fullest strength and make our way free from bondage. Okay? Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ram Krishna Panamastu. Tomorrow there will be gospel class. Brahmaprana's class.
She will talk about yoga practices for control, for managing our mind.
Yoga practices for managing our mind. So please come. Brahmaprana is our nun. She actually stays in Dallas. We have a Dallas center, and that center she actually is the resident minister. So she has come for summer. So we thought that if she gives a class, good.
And Thursday, Sarvalokananda.
Please come, bring your friends. That Swami is the head of our New Delhi center. New Delhi is the capital of India, no? He is the head of the center in Delhi. So another Swami came. He was also the ex-head of the Delhi. He has started a new center, Gurgaon, close to Delhi. But it is the center, very famous temple center for a long time. It is in the capital of India. So he will be coming here So he'll be speaking on Thursday evening. So please join us. Thursday evening, 7:30.
Maharaj, Shrishti Drishti, Drishti Shrishti or Jata, which is your favorite personally?
I think everyone will have their own choice.
Yours?
I take what I can say. I take sometimes this, that, sometimes that, whatever mood comes.
Do you have a dominant mood?
Dominant mood. When I'm depressed, Vedanta. When in good spirit, I'm Bhakta. Yes. No, yeah. All are different modes. No, everything is true. Drishti, Shishti. I see, that's why Shishti has come. I close my eyes, there's all gone. So all the universe depends on my seeing or not seeing. Very high standard. Srishti, just Drishti. The world is created by God. Srishti. That's why I see. It is God. I see as human. No? Ajato. It's all farce. Drishti, Srishti, Srishti, Drishti. All are words. Nothing is true. It is the creation is not there. I am not there. Body is not there. You are not there. Then nothing. It's all not jato, not yet born, not ever born, not will be born. But it's see, who can say that? Not yet born, not yet, and my hunger tells me, hey, I have to eat. That's why it is very high level of a discussion. These are not wrong, but for a very capable person, very high level of spiritual personality can hold on to that idea. That's why other Ramakrishna said, otherwise, the parrot tells good name. Parrots in India, they teach